Perhaps it's the lengthening days and the warmth of the sun, or the hint of greenery that returns to the trees and hedgerows. Or perhaps it's that deer can be seen at almost every turn. Probably it's a combination of all of these factors that make early spring one of my favourite times of year to be stalking. One thing's for sure, as the buds and flowers begin to bloom, it's exactly the time of year when many beginners look out of their window and think, what a great time it would be to develop a new skill that gets them out into the countryside. One such beginner is Mo, who, having just completed the theory element of his Proficient Deer Stalker Certificate Level 1, is keen to put what he's learnt into practice. And he couldn't have picked a better day. It's typical April showers, but between downpours, the deer venture out of cover to soak up some sun. And in the first field that we enter, Mo's able to get his sights on a family of roe. At this time of year, clear lines of sight and a desire to bask in the early spring sunshine and browse on new growth mean that sightings of deer are at an annual high. Regrettably, for the UK's native roebuck, this results in more roebuck being shot in April than at any other time of year. I say regrettably because with their antlers in tatters and while shedding their winter coat, they are far from at their most elegant. That said, it's a great time to weed out some of the poorer roebuck, and also remains a good time to hunt muntjac before this ancient and diminutive little deer is lost in the growing vegetation, and before it sheds its antlers in early summer. So it's back to Mo, and we spot a little roebuck which promptly sits down in the grass. Leaving no choice but to wait for the deer to stand up. Now there's people walking to the left. God, this could ruin it for us. If he stands up, be ready to take the shot. We're going to take it anyway. Okay, so the moment he stands up, okay, stay on the deer. Yeah, stay on the deer, safe to catch off. He's going to stand up in a minute, and I'll give you a very clear yes or no, all right? He's going to stand up in a second. The walkers are still a long way off, but by now the deer has spotted them. No. Safe to catch back on. That's right, you're okay. Finger well away from the trigger. Having spotted the walkers, this little roebuck is up on its toes without pausing, leaving Mo with no chance of a shot. With the walkers having spoiled our first stalk, we move on to a new area. And having stalked along a hedgerow, it seems as though we are tripping over deer everywhere we look. So Mo, you just polished off your PDS1 practical, and what happened on the way into the PDS1?
Perfect opportunity for first shot, first deer. And we had two walkers.
Yeah.
Was it a footpath or not?
Yeah.
That was on a footpath.
They were just sitting near the footpath.
Two that ruined it for us. Then was a storm straight after.
Yeah.
So not only we missed a perfect opportunity for first shot, first deer.
There we go, it's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it?
I really enjoyed the stalk.
Yeah. And you got your PDS1 polished off, so well done with that. And now we find ourselves crouching down waiting for another roebuck to stand
Deep
up.
end. Still, I like it.
Let's hopefully he'll stand up a little bit and we'll be in with a chance. Settle in on him. Nice and slow.
For some unknown reason, a sixth sense maybe, these deer are up and away.
How annoying was that? I think, in fairness, I don't think it was us that spooked them. I think they were looking off to their left, weren't they?
There was something.
Yeah. Probably more walkers like there were before. Walkers seem to be ruining it for us.
Perfect opportunities. It's okay. Enjoy the stalk.
Yeah, yeah. We were in a whisker there, weren't we, actually?
Astonishingly, however, as we look just around the hedge, there are two muntjac in the field.
So I can't see what they are yet. Yeah, muntjac. So what you've got, the muntjac is on the right, okay, and the doe is on the left. I want you to go the animal that's on the right. Can you see it all clear behind him? Okay. But if that animal comes broadside, that'll be your opportunity. Just wait for it to stop. How's that looking? Off you go. Great shot. Check that round, good. Safe to catch back on. Oh, your first deer. Very well done. Well done. That's brilliant. Really good. Would you believe it was like about 2 minutes after the roebuck got up?
We were going for some rows over there, and all of a sudden, you see that Muntjac. Perfect position. How far do you think that was? 120, 150?
I think, do you know, it was quite rangy. I think you're probably 120.
120,
yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
And they're small little target, aren't they, those muntjac rather?
Fantastic.
Yeah, a muntjac buck and a doe. And yeah, good shooting. He's gone straight down, hasn't it?
Well,
Really
this
good.
one is paying off.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we've seen a lot of deer today, haven't we?
Yeah.
What was that about? What was it? 4 or 5 road to start off with. 4 or 5 out here, some more in the fields, and then 2 muntjac.
5 of them on over here.
Yeah.
Different field.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You see a lot at this time of year, don't you?
I'm so happy.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just give it a few minutes,
Yes.
and then we'll go down. And I mean, that just dropped to the shot, didn't it? So I think we've got a dead deer there.
Just have to drink it later.
Yeah, for sure we will. Good, well done.
Thank you, Peter. So what time do you usually go out for your outings? Quite early in the morning, I guess.
Well, to be honest, I tend to be a bit more in the evening, telling you the truth. But as I say, when you get this sort of rain showers, you get heavy rain showers, and I think they all sit up in cover.
Yeah.
And then when the sun comes out, they will come out to graze. Right, if you take the sticks, Mo, what I want you to do is just walk round the animal and just do that eye blink test, yeah. Just touch the eye. So Mo, your first deer.
My first deer, first outing, first deer.
Well done. Really good. Really, do you know that's great shooting?
Yeah.
We got a little muntjac buck. Do you want to turn him over and we'll have a little look at him, see where your shot placement was?
So I think it went somewhere around here and it came out.
Yeah, well done. We were really struggling to find the entry wound on that, weren't we?
Yeah, and I think well, I was aiming for kind of around here, you know.
Yeah.
As I learnt in PDS1.
Just wonder whether we No.
Is that it?
Isn't that strange? You've got this enormous kind of exit wound, haven't we?
It's gone.
Yeah, enormous
Must
exit
be
wound. He was
somewhere,
facing this way.
Is that it? No, it's not it.
Isn't that strange?
That's a strange.
You'd think that you would find it, wouldn't you? That's a tiny little 6mm entry wound, and as the bullet expands and tumbles, it causes this enormous exit wound.
Wow.
But a dead deer nonetheless.
A nice animal.
Yeah, lovely animal.
Yeah,
so that's
lovely
just a
animal.
tiny little Muntjac buck.
Yeah.
And as you can see, you know, the antlers are, yeah, literally just knobs there, aren't they? Yeah, tiny little animal. It's just quite difficult at 120 to spot the buck from the doe, actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know.
but you've done well to actually to spot the animals, because we were aiming towards a couple of rows down
Yeah.
the hill. So you've done well to spot. So we immediately set up, and he was moving, so waited for him to calm down,
Yeah,
stand still.
yeah,
You gave me the signal, and I take a deep breath,
yeah.
and I went for it. So yeah,
I mean, 120 yards off sticks. You know, where were we? We were right up there on the horizon there. So 120 yards off sticks on a little deer for your first deer is great, isn't it? I'll tell you what's quite handy is being able to fire some shots beforehand, isn't it, on the PDS1, because
exactly.
you do the standing.
Same size animal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly on the steel target was a Muntjac size as well, wasn't it? So
About 85 meters, so a little bit extended range.
yeah.
So,
Exactly that, a little bit further. But I think by doing those test shots first, it obviously gave you the confidence to be able to.
the feeling for trigger, I think that was extremely important. Getting used to the kick you get from the gun. So I think that was extremely important as well. Just getting used to the gun and immediately applying the skills.
Yeah. And it's been a bit of a sharp learning curve for you, hasn't it, Mo? Because you've gone straight from sort of, well, you had quite a lot of experience with a rifle, didn't you?
Yeah,
Target shooting.
Target shooting and 22 LR and air rifles before that, and a bit of a clay shooting, which is different, clay pigeon shooting. Yeah.
And it's really good. And then you've done that PDS1 online.
Yeah.
And then you come out and you've done the practical, and then shot your first deer all within within the same outing.
I finished the PDS1 on my birthday.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I did. So
Yeah.
I spent all day watching you on my
Another present from your wife. Was it?
That's right. And I spoke to you straight after. I think it was last week I finished my PDS1. Perfect day to start. We actually started stalking before I was doing the practice shot, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, it was very unusual, wasn't it? Because we spotted the deer, and then we were thinking, well, this is just an opportunity you can't lose, isn't it?
It was, the setting was perfect, good backstop, nice animals, and but unfortunately the walkers spoiled it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were you hoping for a roe or a Muntjac today?
You know what?
Be
Would have
honest.
been with any hunt today. Yeah.
I'll tell you what's quite nice is because of the time of year, we're just starting into April, the roe buck are still in velvet. So it's not the best time to be shooting roe bucks. So it's quite nicer when they're that kind of foxy red colour and they've got rid of all the velvet on their antlers. So I think all things considered for this time of year, quite a nice animal to have taken.
No, I'm very happy. Thank you, Peter. It was I really enjoyed the stalk. I mean, regardless of the kill, really enjoyed the stalk. So thank you very much.
That's an absolute pleasure, Mo. Congratulations once again. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
As for this little Muntjac, he's going to be great eating, and for Mo, this will complete the journey. In the space of a month, has gone from a complete beginner to learning how to hunt and harvest a wild deer, which he can take home to serve to family and friends. If you'd like to get into deer stalking, then a great place to start is by enrolling on the PDS1 via the UK Shooting and Hunting Academy. You can then book a practical assessment with an approved verifier near you. And at the same time, why not tag on a stalk to put what you've learnt into practice?